Now we're going to talk about Lindheimer's early life. He was born on May 21st in 1801 in Frankfurt, Germany. He was the youngest of 4 sons to Johann Hartmann and Janet Madeline Lindheimer. He earned his education at a multitude of universities such as the University of Wiesbaden, the University of Jena, and finally the University of Bonn, where he won a scholarship in philology. He became a teacher at the University of Bunsen Institute in 1827, and he had to leave Frankfurt after a failed insurrection in 1833.
Moving to Texas. After a failed revolution in Germany, Lindheimer became a refugee and then fled to the USA. He had to come to America around the time that multiple German settlements were popping up in the US and Mexico. Following about a year of living in Mexico, Lindheimer moved to New Braunfels, and when he moved to Texas, he chose to stay because he found the landscape to be captivating.
When Texas had declared its independence from Mexico, Lindheimer had decided to join the army and fight for Texas. He served in the army for 19 months, and during this time, and after his discharge in 1837, he would examine the flowers, trees, and grasses of his new home. Eventually, he would go on to meet more of his colleagues who had moved from Germany to Texas around the same time. We will be covering Lindheimer's research and his discoveries in further detail. Lindheimer has been credited with the discovery of over several hundred different plant species. He spent most of the late 1830s and the early 1840s researching and looking for most of these plant species within Texas. Among these many discoveries are many well-known plants such as milkweed, loco weed, mimosa, prickly pears, and rock daisies. His name is also used in the designation of 48 species and subspecies of plants. He also worked with other botanists at the time and shared many of his findings with other botanists such as Ferdinand von Roemer and Adolf Scheel. He collected thousands of specimens and samples for his growing list of European colleagues at the time. Lindheimer, after 1872, had dedicated himself to his work as a naturalist. He researched and discovered many different plant species and continued to seek to learn more about them and what other uses they could possibly have. Without his research into many of the different plant species in Texas, many of them may have gone undiscovered for decades. In 1879, his memoirs, essays, and research were published under the title of Aufsatz und Abhandlungen.
After living in New Braunfels for a while, he met a man by the name of John O Musbach. Originally a Prussian bureaucrat, he later moved to America where he became a farmer and politician in the Texas Senate. With this, Musbach took an interest in botany and befriended Lindheimer, appointing him director of a New Braunfels botanical garden. After resigning as Commissioner General of the Altersverein, Musbach moved to Comanche Springs in Bexar County to tend to some acreage he had bought. With the help of Lindheimer, they made several botanical collections, which is where Lindheimer's 1849 collection came to be. Musbach retired to Loyal Valley in 1869 at his 200-acre farm. Lindheimer frequently visited Musbach here to exchange botanical specimens for evaluation. It was here in Loyal Valley where John Musbach passed away on May 27, 1897.